both of you guys are like that. Like, I don't
Really?
see you as often.
Yeah, I do.
So when I do see you, it's really nice.
I like talking to you a lot
Yeah,
because I feel like
I do too. I like talking to you a lot. That's why I was like really excited. Okay.
is the mug too big?
No. Yes, but it's fine.
You're fine. It's a Friends mug. You've seen the show Friends? Oh, it's all no. I mean, in the show, all their mugs are too big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm basically drinking out of
We're American. A bowl.
What is it? A bowl. Yeah. But yeah.
Do we do the clap?
1 second.
Okay, we haven't started, right?
No.
What are the rules?
Just don't.
Because last time I did, I was like,
I say let's not talk about people's business. That's not.
I like that.
Yeah. Other than that,
But last time
you can say like, oh, there's just one person, but I wouldn't say names.
No, yeah, I don't think.
You didn't do that. Well, you did tell me a couple stories of your sisters. They weren't bad, but I was just.
I don't remember.
One was at the supermarket, and they were rude to her or something like that, and then
that's true, and I didn't say who it was.
Happened, and we're just kind of upset about it.
Oh man, that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Do you know that this is not the name of the podcast?
It's the ignorant. It's not
Ignorant Protestant.
Protestant.
No. This was the name, but I changed it.
What is it now?
Pray About It. The Pray About It podcast.
I don't know which one I hate most.
No, because I felt like if it was going to be the ignorant Catholic, I was going to have to interview a lot of knowledgeable people.
And we're all not. We're average.
Well,
okay, so
I got dressed up for you. I
disclaimer,
typically just wear t-shirts.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I didn't get dressed up for this. I came in looking like a firefighter. Firefighter. This is the first time I see this table.
This used to be my desk. That was this is the first thing I built before the other table that I had here. It was this, then that, and then like a game table that I made a regular table. And then I bought a table, I fixed it up, and that's where we had our last podcast. I was really high and uncomfortable.
I do want to remember, like, was I moving a lot in that chair? I feel like I was.
No, so the uncomfortableness was that the table was too low and the chair was too high.
Oh. Did you make this? Okay, we're not starting great. But did you make this table?
Yeah,
so like we're the same height, and the chairs, so like we're the same height.
No, because it's not.
Oh, we're not the same height.
Oh,
I feel like right now we're really.
Oh, no.
Or I just have longer legs than what I thought.
No, so how most things work is when women sit down, our torsos are the same. It's the legs that are long. So if we put an even thing, then we look more eye level.
We have the same torso?
Yeah. Me and most people have the same torso.
I always thought I was evenly proportioned. That's why
Nobody is.
If you ever want the headphones back, just let me know.
Nah, she don't want. She looks good.
I don't think so. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I already have my own headband. To get my. It's fine. I don't need to hear.
Do those get itchy?
No. Is this what we're gonna talk about? It does not.
We'll talk about whatever.
Okay. I was actually excited because I haven't talked to Diego in a really long time. I have to not look at Christian.
No, look at him all the time. I look at him all the time, and then he gets mad at me. He's like, "Can you stop looking at me?" He's part of the show. When we have questions, I'm not gonna Google it. He's gonna Google it.
I don't know. I just like.
Should have to look at the camera. Please.
When I had Brother Victor on, like I asked him questions, and he's all like, "I don't know," and then they had to Google it, and I was just like, "Oh no." Yeah, it works out. It's super casual. I'm not trying to be super whatever.
But I do that thing often where it's like you're talking to somebody and then they say something funny and you're looking at somebody else's facial reaction. Like in the office, like do we feel the same thing?
Do we feel the same? Do we both?
So I look over at Christian. That's gonna be my
your cue.
I don't know, my muleta, my like the thing that you lean on.
Oh, your anchor?
Mm-hmm. No,
I don't know what a muleta is.
The thing when you get a
how much better did your Spanish get when you went to Spain?
Not that much. It actually got a lot worse. Okay, let's stop this.
Wow.
I did not think I was ready for this interview. So, and I still don't think I'm ready.
I'm not interviewing you, sister. I'm just talking to you.
I just.
You know, I haven't even seen you long enough to ask you how it went in Mexico.
Is that what this interview is about? It's not an interview.
This is why I love you, sister. You know how to push my buttons.
Okay.
You should watch episode 1.
Episode 1. Dude, you're dressed. He's dressed from like his pants
That's not
up and then you're wearing sandals.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
I got
He's wearing
the
chanclas.
fanciest
He's
shoes.
like, I dressed up for you, sister. This is a
But
very important interview for me. And then he's wearing chanclas.
You know what's funny? She wanted to talk about something serious, and then she just started bagging on my chanclas. So you're wearing chanclas too, right? So
But
Jesus
I knew
wore sandals.
I didn't come in saying that I dressed up for this.
I said I typically wear t-shirts. I'll wear this for you, and now I feel like this was a mistake.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
I should have worn a t-shirt.
Yeah.
You're the best.
Okay, so I lately I have like an hour, 40 minutes to an hour commute, depending on the morning and depending on the traffic, to Fresno State now that I'm starting at Fresno State again. And lately there's like no song that can get me like in the mood to do like get up every Tuesday, Thursdays and go to school. So I was listening to a podcast and really bad. It was Pints of the Aquinas. Matt Fradd was interviewing Peter Kraft. And no,
I don't know who he is.
He's just a really like a philosopher.
So
as I was listening to him, there were so many questions that I had that I was like, I don't think I'm ready for this interview, just because.
Like internal questions about yourself, or
no? Well, yeah, there were questions of like not questions, this topic that they talked about that I was like, oh, that's true. If somebody were to ask me that in an interview, I don't think I'd know how to answer.
So what was the question so I can ask it to you? Since this is apparently an interview.
I don't remember. It wasn't even questions. There were like philosophical questions. And I don't know why I thought of myself as a person. Like if I were Peter Kraft, and I know I'm not, and you were Matt Fradd, and I was like, no, in this scenario, I think you would be Peter Kraft, like the philosopher. And I would be Matt Fradd, I don't know.
You flatter me too much. I'm not.
Well, that's exactly what I thought this interview was going to be like. And it's not an interview, but
it's just hanging out, man. I missed you. And I wanted to see you, sister. And
it's
also,
been a
I need
while.
people for my episodes. I need people that
Pretty
people
popular.
like.
Oh
That
my
way.
goodness.
I'm pretty popular.
Huh?
Not in the best way.
What do you? What? Why do you have that? What is that? What is that? I can't read that far. You gotta tell me what that is.
You can read it after.
Okay.
But it's the letter that made me popular.
Okay, I'll read it afafter.
Yeah.
Can you summarize it?
No.
Okay.
That's why it's at a camera shot.
Why would you put it? Okay, fine.
Because one day, hopefully, will sit there and he'll be like, oh, yeah.
Can't name people in this.
We can beep
Can
that
we
out. Right?
just cut?
We can bleep it out. No, just
We'll
bleep it
censor
out.
that. No worries.
That's
We'll remove
fine.
it.
He's not even going to want to be on the podcast.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the.
Not that one.
Okay.
Shit.
Can we just pause and start over?
No, keep rolling.
Oh gosh.
Have you gotten any hot chocolate yet or still? Just foam?
Yeah, it's just been foam. I
That's
literally
so
just got to the hot chocolate
funny.
right now. I've been chugging foam for the last 10 minutes.
Sorry, it's a poor man's hot chocolate.
No, there's caramel and cinnamon, so you know it's not a poor man's hot chocolate. Oh gosh, that is hilarious. Okay.
So, how was the trip?
No, I don't want to talk about Mexico. You guys can go. You can go.
I don't want to go to Mexico.
To the.
I just okay.
We're having the testimonies on the 29th, so you can stop by there.
Nah, I'm
Come
right.
on. Oh gosh, it was very beautiful. I still have
No, I'll try to
students
make
who I have students or people that I met there, and my students who still reach out to me and like, "How are you doing?"
Yeah.
And how are you? And I'm going through this, so it's really
You just feel like you're a broken record? People keep asking or what?
no. A lot of people haven't asked. Like I've never had like a not that I've never had. I haven't had a lot of opportunities to actually sit down and be like, "This is what happened. It was really nice. It was beautiful." Yeah, I know, but
You don't want to share with the world? That's not going to come out until like a month and a half.
yeah,
maybe
that's
2
why
months
it
from
gives people a chance to go and then
now. Listen.
go listen to the testimonies of the girls. I think the girls' testimonies are going to be really very beautiful.
Yeah.
My testimony is like, I love people and I saw Christ in them, and There's always a new message every time I go to a mission trip.
Can you at least tell me what message you got?
My message is
Still waiting.
continue reaching out to the youth.
Continue.
I feel like God was still telling me, like, no, you still have a lot in you to give. And I feel like the year before that, a lot of me was like, I'm so tired.
Yeah.
But it's funny. I feel like a lot of it, like whenever I go to mission trip or whenever I go out, I do something like this. I don't know. God just kind of like, there's a word.
Messes with you?
No.
I feel
Okay.
like it does that
Also,
with me.
yes, like reignites something in me.
Yeah.
That I had, but it had to be reignited again. So that's always beautiful.
It is.
But I really think it's the girls, the testimonies, and when I lived with the girls and what they're able to share, because for them it was like a totally new experience. Is always, I feel like it's just always more beautiful than what I can say. I say nice things, like yes, sure, but I feel like I don't know. I think you should go to the testimonies.
I think it
It'd
will.
be nice, yeah.
It's on the 29th?
On the 29th, yeah.
I'll mark it on my calendar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's
okay.
cool. Well, thanks for coming.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
My eye roll. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm sorry it's for a little bit of time. But
Nah, it's 100% fine. How long did Brother Victor do? 2 hours? Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. You're more than welcome to come as many times as you want. If the first 10
Aw.
episodes were you, I'd be more than happy to have that.
No.
Like how much would we talk about? We'll talk about so much.
We
Sorry I
can
called
talk
you dude,
about
sister.
A lot.
I need to be
can
more
talk about a lot.
respectful.
Mm. But I think we both. I think I have undiagnosed ADHD. Have we talked about this? I feel like I've told
we've
so many
both
people.
talked about this, that we both have it.
Yeah, we
and
both
keep talking
diagnosed
about it
ourselves.
every single time we
Is
meet.
it?
we
We've
brought it
always
up.
diagnosed ourselves, and I think I still have it. And I think that's why we have a lot of good conversations because we don't
stop.
Yeah. It depends what we're having, though. You're having water. I'm having hot chocolate.
When
This is actually to wind me down because I was,
Really?
yeah.
I put a lot of syrup in there.
You're like, that is not the intention that I made it with. Yeah, it's okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. All the
Sure.
foam
You don't
is
have to
very
finish
delicious.
it. I'm not gonna get offended. It's completely fine.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Okay, I had a quote that I heard. I sent it to my friend not that long ago, and I was like, this is a nice topic. I want to hear your input on.
Sure.
So in my communications class, this teacher kind of just said, Aristotle says that comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, 100% agree.
Mm.
You don't?
Can I call you out on something though?
Yeah.
And I think that's why
Please,
I was
please.
like, why the heck?
Does Diego? No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was, but I was like, can I do this here? I don't think I want to.
Do it here. I want.
So you were one of the few people that I was like, oh, that's so cool. Diego's not on Instagram anymore.
And then I'm back.
Now you're
I'm
back on
back,
Instagram. I was
baby.
like, no.
I'll be honest. The
way.
reason I
Okay.
got on, right now it's been bad because I haven't had a reason to use it, but it's to start posting stuff like this stuff.
Okay, that's a good reason.
Yeah, I unfollowed a lot of people that I have no connection with.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it's just my friends that I actually can, like, at any moment, any one of them, I can send something to them and my
Mhm.
family,
Mm.
and that's it.
I enjoy it because I can tag you in memes, but
Yeah,
like,
that's what everybody does now. Apparently, like everybody's been memeing.
No, that's what I like. I'm like, oh, it's
Yeah.
nice because
And-
I can do that, but
I lost touch with a lot of people,
Mhm.
and they've been and that's a cool way to keep in touch with them. still.
yeah, I have people who I've run into like, how's Diego? And I'm like, he's good. He's good.
Yeah. I'm coast. Actually, I'm not good. I'm pretty devastated. It happened on Monday.
What happened on Monday? See, like
This isn't gonna air?
This is not gonna air. Yeah,
Soon.
this is.
Soon, so it's
Oh, it's
okay.
not?
It's
Oh,
already.
okay.
It's the spoilers already gone.
Oh,
You know, Father
okay.
Greg is leaving, right?
Oh yeah.
To
Oh, I
Italy?
didn't. Okay, so I didn't know if we should talk like make this super personal like that.
Yeah,
because I
it's
did
fine.
want to ask you about that because that made me sad. I
It-
like you were one of the first people that I thought when I was like, no way they're taking him. And okay,
Yeah.
I understand because my spiritual director is well. Okay, anyways, we're not gonna. She's in Spain, and that's a 9-hour difference, the same
Yeah.
as Italy. So whenever I have to call her, it's like at a certain, it's like a 3-hour gap. And if I can't those 3 hours, or she can't those 3 hours, it's like, well, I have to wait another week to talk about what's going on with me spiritually, or what's going on in the community, or just like different things that come up. And it's hard because it's like you're putting a pause on things that are going on you right now, and you can't. Sometimes it's a gift because so maybe you need that time to like let those emotions settle, and then you can talk about it. But other times it's like you need
and I
you
needed him.
need an in person this.
Yeah.
Like I can text you as much as I want, and I can call you on the phone, and I could, cry on the phone. Like, oh, but like to have them in person, that's hard, and time difference.
I've only seen him in person. I mean, I've seen him multiple times, but we've actually interacted only once in person.
But I bet that the interaction in person was a lot better than the one.
It was really brief. He could only sneak out for a little bit. He was here for like a Christmas dinner with all the other oblates. I had bought him a gift, and I said I really want to show appreciation for you taking the time with me. I don't have any money on me. I'm sorry. Okay. No, so apparently he's a huge nerd, and he likes to read a lot. Sorry.
Oh, I feel like okay. I feel like you told me.
I already told you what I got him. Yeah, so I got him that, and Francisco, he was telling me that he's a big foodie, so I got him like a nice little spread. And but yeah, that was a short interaction. He was gonna leave. He had Joe, I believe, in the car with him, and his trunk was open. And I'm like, wait. And he's like, we already said bye. Like, we already said, I never brought this up to. And I'm like, no, your trunk's open. And I just closed the trunk, and then I walked away. He's like, oh, thank you. And that was it.
That was on Monday?
No, that was like.
Oh, that was that one interaction that you guys had together.
On Monday. So I'm kind of going through it right now. I already talked to Brother Victor about it. I am fine, but like there's like a spiritual dryness I'm having, and of like it's no longer about feeling God's presence. It's about just I need to do what I need to do kind of thing. I need to be consistent with my prayers. But if God is cool and He wants to ignite that His presence, He is cool. I'll be way down for it. But I was very much aware of it, and Father Greg kind of confirmed it. Like, you understand that this is a season, and it's gonna pass, and you're gonna get out of it. But it's up to you to be consistent, or it's up to you to want to get out of it too. He's there whether you're feeling good or not, but it's up to you if you want to continue, even though you're having these feelings. Like, yeah, and I know this stuff. This is what I tell other people. But anyways,
I feel like that's what a marriage is like.
Wouldn't it? No, I'm kidding.
No, but
it is.
It's you find the dryness, and you're just like, how do I continue showing this person whom I love and I do love that, like, I don't know, there's a spark that always has to be.
Yeah, and after Mia was born, that spark kind of went away with me and my ex-wife, and it was just like never the same. And that's when, like, did I really make the right decision? Is this it for me? Like, is this what the rest of my life is going to be like? And unfortunately, some things were done during this down season, and it was a better.
In the dryness is where the devil tempts you the most. Yeah. And I feel like it's worse to be. That's what Jesus himself says. You're lukewarm, I'll spit you out. Like no, it's. I think it's actually more dangerous to be in a dry spell or like in a dry era, like where you don't feel God, than to be either hot or cold.
Yeah.
I find myself when I'm in a cold season in my prayer life, just begging God to like make Himself known. Whereas, if it's in a lukewarm, I'm just like, today was okay. It's indifferent, and it's really easy to stay in that indifferent spot. Yeah, really easy.
It is,
and it's hard to persevere in that.
And I was telling Father Greg, I'm all like, but I enjoy it. Like, I enjoy being in this spot because I don't have to worry. Like, I care less about people's feelings. I care less if I offend people. I care less of trying to be a good Christian, And I'm not purposely trying to go out there and sin, but I just don't care. And I don't like that. But at the same time, it makes me feel good not to care. It makes me feel like I'm in control. And that's the big thing. You're not in control. There you go. And it's scary to let go. Then he kind of brought up his, sorry, Father. If you don't want me to talk about it, next time we on the podcast. We can Zoom.
Yes.
That'd be cool,
That'd
right?
be cool, yeah.
And just skip a whole spiritual direction day for a cheap shot at views. And he was telling me about his challenge. Like, all of a sudden, everything changed for him. Now he's got to go to Italy. He just went there as a translator, and he's been selected to be in the position that he's going to get. He told me. I completely forgot. It's a big position, though.
I know it's a big position.
Do you know it?
I don't know the position that he's in, but he's part of the council. So
Yeah.
whatever his opinion says kind of directs the
Yeah.
direction of the whole congregation.
And I know that guy.
It's pretty heavy. Yeah.
I'm going to name drop him a lot.
He's my friend.
But at the end, when he was telling me that, like, we had like this prayer, and although he was, where's he at right now? Lewis?
I'm not sure.
I think he's like 2 hours away from here.
Mm.
And he did a closing prayer, and I just felt the distance, like it's gonna get to me. Like we already scheduled the time and dates of like how this is gonna work out. But yeah, I couldn't help it when he was doing the closing prayer. Like I just kind of.
So wait, the last time that you actually saw him was Monday?
Talked to him, yeah, Monday.
But was it in person?
No,
really?
I've only seen him in person once, and also drop off at Christmas. Yeah, I think that was last year. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, and I've grown really attached to Father Greg.
See, but that's a thing with this spiritual direction. You can't have somebody who's your
who's my friend?
No. That attachment to the person.
Yeah.
Because whether you like it or not, like we're people who change and we need that change.
Yeah.
So that's why, but we're in two totally different stages, I think.
Yeah, no, he like we had this brief little moment where he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna crack the whip on you right now. I'm gonna like get on you. I'm like, go for it." And he's like, "All right, it's gonna like hurt." I'll be like, "I wouldn't be in jiu-jitsu if I don't like getting beat up because I can't do anything to anybody when I go to these classes."
Jiu-jitsu. I'm learning this right now.
No, oh yeah, Kevin got me to go into it. Kevin made me get into it, and not made me. I did it, during COVID. And it was funny. I never said this. We actually had to go through the back door because he had blacked out all his windows because he wasn't supposed to be running a business. Anyways, I left that gym, and I'm at a gym here. I thought I knew some stuff, but I knew nothing with these guys here. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So I told him, if I don't like being told, to get hurt, I wouldn't be doing this sport because it sucks. Like I'd never win, but I still show up, and I'm like, maybe it's a day. Nope. So I said, let me have it. So he let me have it, and we have a very honest dynamic. If he asks me a question, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna just tell him. I feel like I'm in confession. That's how honest I am. It's just like
that's funny to say because I feel like some people are not honest when
that's
they
true.
go to confession.
That's true.
I was like,
that's
wait,
true.
what?
That's the only time where I'm like,
that's good.
Say whatever you want.
Yeah,
say
that's
exactly
good.
what
Good
you
practice.
did. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm like, for example, I'll tell him like, I have this dryness and I don't feel him, and I feel like I'm throwing a tantrum because I'm just like, you know what? If you're not gonna be here, I'm gonna just do whatever I want. And he's like, yeah, it's pretty much what you're doing. You're throwing a tantrum. I'm like, so we're pretty honest together. But anyways, I'm gonna miss him a lot, even though I've only been face to face with him once.
No, yeah, technology really helps.
Yeah,
I'm just, okay. Maybe this is a conversation for like 3 years from now.
Next podcast.
Yeah. No. Okay. Sure. But it's true that whenever you do find somebody, it's really hard to find a spiritual director that you click with.
Yeah.
And there has to be a moment, or there's always a moment when you know that you have to like step away because what they're telling you is kind of the same, because it's the same person and they're going through their own process, and it's beautiful that you guys have like clicked for so long, but life is dynamic and eventually you'll have to like find somebody different. So I was actually afraid that you were gonna that you guys were gonna decide to not continue being your spiritual director. So I was sad for that reason, but I'm really glad that
that we kept it going. Yeah, 100%. He even said like, do you still want to continue this? Because I was telling him about my dryness and how I'm not caring, and I'm like, I do, but I'll understand if you are like swamped, you have things to do. I will not take it personally. Just give me 3 good recommendations.
Exactly.
And because I mean, he's gonna have all these responsibilities now, and he's gonna teach in Italian, or no, he's gonna officiate mass in Italian. I'm like, that's crazy. I didn't even know you spoke another language.
What's your last name again? Like,
Finn.
Okay, it's okay. You know what? Okay, that's a good call. Okay, well. Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought you were one of the first people that I thought of, like, wow, this person. Oh, and this person is going to impact a lot of people. Yeah. So those things usually impact a lot of people. Yeah. We had our general chapter, what was it, like a month ago? And the same thing. Like the person who does my spiritual direction, they moved her and now she's doing something else. But then the person who came in to be in charge, I've known her for like since I started. And it's so beautiful because now the people who like I've lived with or people who I know or have met are now like in charge of the congregation. And I know how beautiful they are, and I know like the great work that they can do. So I'm really happy for that change. It's still scary though because it's change. Nobody likes change. I don't like change.
100%. I claim that I do, but that's because it makes me feel like I'm in control. If you've been over, you probably not as much as like these guys, but I change my room like once a month. Exactly. I don't know why. I stopped talking to certain people and.
Is that a new couch? Yeah. Actually,
it's not a new couch. It's an old couch that we just had room for ever since.
Okay, sorry.
My Meemaw passed away. Furniture is very much available to move around.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I claim to like be like, yeah, change is cool. It's whatever. Like people can come and go out of my life, but nah, it's always difficult. It's always scary. But we can't really do much about it.
Okay, can we go back to that question of?
Oh, so I'm a hypocrite.
Yeah, you're a hypocrite. No, the
enemy of what? Of joy
is comparison.
Yeah, that's 100% true.
Okay. So the reason why I was like upset that you went back onto Instagram was because I was like, he's gonna just find himself compared. Like I genuinely feel that people are just on Instagram to compare themselves to others and to post that they're good.
Yeah, they're highlights. Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't either, but I'm doing it for the pod. I really am.
I was genuinely
upset,
worried about like your well-being. I was like, is he okay? Like, why does he think he needs this? He doesn't.
I don't.
And I'm like, and it made me reflect on me. I'm like, why are you on Instagram? I'm like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm still there.
How about you take the step to get out and then see how I was out for 3 maybe
you were off for a long time.
Years, yeah. I'm all like, dude, I have a lot of highlights, a lot of that I need to send. Like my summer dump is gonna be crazy. Watch.
My birthday, or like the New Year thing.
Yeah.
Everybody does like a New Year recap, and that's gonna be fun to watch everybody. But I'm telling you, it's just
nobody cares. Okay, this is what I feel when everybody does that. When it's a trend that everybody's doing, nobody cares what you're doing, but look at mine. Yeah, that's what I care about. How many look at me. That's what I'm more prone to fall into. I don't care about other people. I do. Well, that's the thing. That's why I'm following so many people. I'm following people that genuinely like it makes me smile when I see their thing. I realize like if I can't like whatever they posted for unless it's something really dumb, like most people's that I see what they post, I like. If it's something that's like them, but if it's something like, oh, somebody posted this and it's really cool, so I'm gonna post it too, so I can look cool too. Then I'm like, no, skip.
Yeah,
So that's how I'm trying to approach Instagram this way, like to have people that I'm happy for, like in their life and rooting for, and actually have a relationship with them. So like when I see a married couple that I know they have kids and they're getting into baseball, that makes me happy because when I see them, I'm like, hey,
you're doing baseball.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I don't know how long it's going to last. We'll see.
Okay. I need to get off this boat, I think, of social media. I don't know. You know what? I'm genuinely happy whenever I see like a text from somebody that I miss. Or like
so bad
more than
to you.
Yeah, you I'm not talking. This is actually a week. Like, why don't you text me back? No, it's because on WhatsApp I mostly get like people from like what's he?
Third world country.
Are you gonna just gonna
Mia got in trouble today, so let's
check your phone.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. No, but I think that's I forgot what this rant was going to be about. I feel way more happier when somebody sends me a text than when I'm just like scrolling through and like because I know it's like another person on the phone. Well, so I'm that's why I'm debating it because I know I don't need it.
Yeah.
But socially, I feel like I have to, or else I'm going to be a
ask St. John of the Cross to help.
Why St. John of the Cross?
Isn't he like the doctor of detachment or whatever? patron saint of detaching
really?
from. Yeah,
Oh my
well, he was
goodness.
very good at detachment because
Mm.
as long as you're attached to anything in this world, you're not going to be attached to Christ fully.
Yeah, that
And
sounds like him actually.
yeah,
Hmm.
I remember stuff. Although I'm going through this dry spell where I'm listening more to Chris Brown than Father Ripperger.
Oh my gosh,
I
what
really
happened
got
to
back into
Chris
Chris
Brown?
Brown. I don't know why. It just got it reminded me of
So
like
funny.
my out of high school vibe days. Like
Yeah, tell me why lately I've been like,
You
hey
too?
Siri, like play 2000 something songs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then I skipped most of them because I wasn't really into music like when I was younger. Like I knew of them,
Yeah.
but I can't really sing along.
Or you're like, oh, I know the song. Next song.
Same exact, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I say try it. And if you don't be too hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Just be disappointed that you can't get.
Can't get. I think it's very difficult. It's very
Try
difficult.
for Lent or Advent.
No, what I did do that. Yeah, and I replaced all of the things. Like I think it was YouTube because I spend way too much time on YouTube.
But YouTube is so helpful. Though.
YouTube, and it's just that like I could, and it's scary how much I could have it as background noise. Like I recognize how much I could have it as background noise. So it's like I'm always listening to something. And I love silence. I really like I know I do and I thirst for it. So when I find myself like, oh, I'm just gonna listen for a little bit longer. I'm gonna listen for a little while. Like I know it's not good for me. So I did it for Lent and I replaced it with The Chosen, and I got really into episodes of The Chosen, and then it really, really helped. And then movies that like other people in my life that recommended me. Yeah. So that was really good. Yeah, because I'm not a movie person to like actually sit down and be engaged in a movie. It's hard. Yeah. So I did movies and The Chosen.
I can barely do like 20-minute, like you know how like sitcoms are like 20 minutes long on the streaming thing. I can barely finish those. Like episodes, I usually break it up into two, like one episode. Yeah, it's hard. Unless I'm with Mia, then we're like binge watching everything, you know?
I always I fall asleep to movies. I choose a movie to fall asleep to.
That's what I did. I even did it at when we went to Vegas. I couldn't sleep and I was by myself, so I played American Dad. It's a dumb cartoon, but it's my white noise. Was it you that said it's my white noise?
My friend watches I don't know if she said it was a Simpsons or Family Guy.
Yeah.
One of those where she just had to listen to. I was like,
I've seen it so many times. I'm picturing what's happening.
Really?
Yeah.
No, yeah. See, but those things I'm really sensitive to. Like in my life, I just, you're not, like those things that I put into my life. Like I know I can't watch Family Guy anymore because I'm going to like mess up. Even some comedians, I'm just like, okay, I'm going to listen just to this little bit. But I know
maybe that's why I haven't been able to find that clip that you asked me about. I swear I listened to all his albums. There's no clip about it. I'm gonna have to send you the whole album. Skip to minute 40, whatever.
You know which bit I was talking about?
Yes.
Right? Yeah, and I was so upset. I don't even remember what. Oh, in Mexico. Okay, yeah.
So let's talk about Mexico.
Anyway. Yeah, I love comedy. I love it, but it's true that it's one of those areas where I'm like, I shouldn't be listening to this. I shouldn't be listening to it. Because then it I don't know.
It's not bad. Comedy's awesome. It's not. But at the same time, like,
I'm very
some
divided
of the jokes,
on the topic, though. Yeah.
Exactly. The topics, exactly.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, never mind. See, now that's going to haunt me. And then, yeah. And prayer's hard to just kind of disconnect after having so much noise. Yeah.
I think that's my problem. Because I don't think from the moment I wake up to the moment I fall asleep, there isn't any noise. And that's been making me struggle a lot. I just realized how huge that, like, how uncomfortable that mug is.
Oh, this, yeah. Okay, and then I did badminton not that long ago, so my arm really hurts, so I can't really do anything with this.
Offer it up, sister.
No, this is a Catholic podcast. Offer it up. No, yeah. So, anyways, it's that's delicious. Awesome. I know I'm not like this arm isn't doing anything.
What's
I can't
badminton?
Even lift it up. It's where you just like. Is it badminton? No, it wasn't. It was racquetball. We played racquetball. So you hit it against the wall. Yeah, it hurt.
That's one where it can hit you pretty hard, huh?
Yeah. Well, I don't take it. It's funny. All right, hold on.
Please stand by.
I took a friend, and I didn't really know that there was rules to the game. I actually Googled the rules to the game after playing. And I don't know why in my head I was like, yeah, you just hit the ball hard against the wall and it comes back to you and you hit it. Like that's basically how I always thought it was. But no, there's rules. You have to like start in the middle and then it has to like bounce a certain way. And if it hits a certain, like if it hits.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never looked into
I always thought it was
I
just
have
hit a wall.
I have a buddy. He's like in his 70s, and he always invites me to play racquetball. We kind of lost touch this last 2 years. I hope he's still alive. I need to hit him up.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm like one day, and I never take him up on it. But I'm sorry. That's all I know about racquetball.
No, but it's tough. It's tough, and I have no arm strength, so any physical activity that I do, it just really is. I have weak muscles.
I heard it's a workout. He's pretty fit.
Yeah,
and he plays racquetball like 4 times.
Well, we had to run up and down the court.
Yeah,
and okay, so that was the point that I was like really hitting it hard.
Yeah,
and my friend and I'm like, come on, just hit it hard. Like I was like trying to like relieve stress because I knew she was stressed. I felt like I wasn't stressed, but I was like, I have energy to like burn right now.
Yeah. And
she was like really scared. She was like, sister, what are you doing? And I'm like, what the? Yeah. I was like, no, don't be afraid. Just hit it. Just hit it. And she's like, it's going so fast. And I was like, oh my goodness, it's a sport. What do you expect? Anyways, it was funny. It was kind of like intimidating though, because one of the walls is all glass.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So people can see us not playing correctly. You know what I'm talking about? I love it there. Okay. Anyways, whatever. I had a lot of fun. My arm hurts though now, so thanks for the hot chocolate. It's fine. I don't want to leave it here. That's why I'm like drinking it.
Don't worry.
It's fine.
I have no problem throwing away.
Thanks for my cold
which
chocolate.
is bad.
I'm just kidding. It's not hot chocolate anymore.
You're not so hot chocolate.
My not so hot chocolate. Did I have hot chocolate this last time too? I think I did. The first episode? I do not remember.
I don't remember.
We might be talking about the same thing from the last episode, guys.
No, you're
and
not.
I think we had the other Christian here. Yeah, it was the other Christian. Yeah.
Wasn't it Luis?
No.
Oh my gosh, that was Jesus and the Godfather, huh?
Yes. Yeah. I loved. Somebody told me like, sister, I listened to your episode, and I was like, ooh.
I'm gonna get famous.
No, that's not. Somebody told me because I came out in a magazine. They were like,
what?
Yeah, no, in a diocesan magazine.
A diocesan magazine model?
No. Yeah, so I've gotten a lot of like, oh, you're so famous now. You're so like, I am really the most average person you'll ever meet.
And that's why you're so awesome. Because you do.
Okay, let's talk about theology, please. Let's not talk about me.
It's right behind you.
Uh-huh.
I put up those books for you.
Can we? I know, thank you.
Yeah.
I saw them and I was like, does he actually read these?
I mean, I have notes in them.
Let's not talk about what's on the second. The one that's off camera, the rest.
All those pills. All the supplements I stopped taking.
Okay, wait. Well, I do want to have a deep conversation. This is not for jokes. What topic do I have? How much?
I don't know.
I don't even know what time
it is. 7:59.
Okay.
What time you got to be out of here?
My goal, just because I need to like unwind after having a great time.
Make some actual hot chocolate.
Yeah. No. Let's do 20 minutes. Deep, intense.
Go for it.
20.
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know.
Or do you want me to ask you stuff?
I don't want you to ask me. Again, this is not an interview. I came in thinking it was an interview just so I don't know. It just sounds better. Like, oh, I'm going to. But in my head, I was like interviewing you.
Oh, then interview me.
Okay.
I am single. Tell your friends. Okay. Not the ones at the convent, because
tell your friends. They're my best friends. How? Okay, hold on. Okay, this is something that I found interesting in the other podcast that I was listening to, because I listened to too many of them.
No such thing.
In life, and I went over this with my confirmation students, and I think, I don't know why, this desire to live. One, I just came back from a funeral. Just this desire to live and to enjoy life, I feel like is a message that a lot of people don't hear or aren't hearing. And as Catholics, I feel like it's really hard. I'm realizing now more and more each day how hard it is to say, enjoy your life, and live it to the fullest, even though you're suffering, or even though things are not like
Yeah, even though you're
100
Catholic and it sucks.
like
Sometimes.
it's not that it's difficult. I think it's hard to teach that, like, enjoy the suffering, enjoy not the suffering, the difficulty of life, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think I know what you're getting.
When you see a young person, or when you were in youth ministry,
yeah,
did you ever feel like that desire of, like, man, I want to live to the fullest, and I think these kids should also live to the fullest?
Yeah.
How can I don't know, how can I be more Christ-like so that they understand that the suffering is worth it? Yeah.
Luckily for me, I did a lot of dumb things when I was young, and I did a lot of self-sabotage that caused a lot of suffering in my life. One of the biggest things when I was in youth ministry, I wanted everyone to avoid is making mistakes to feel that pain. I wanted them to enjoy themselves. I wanted to create an environment where they're going to meet their best friends, where they're going to meet their future spouses. And that's all I really strive for, because life is good, and yes, you can do a lot of good and finding happiness on your own, but it's so much easier and so much better when you got good people around you. And I kind of wanted that for everyone there. I failed a lot because I would also get caught up in, like, oh man, all these people are so cool, I just want to hang out with them, and ignoring the kids that I thought were a little weird or a little off, or the loner over there. In my thoughts, I'm like, oh man, like, that sucks, and I just didn't do anything, and I was the guy in charge, and so I do have a lot of regrets of, why didn't you approach, or why didn't you tell someone to approach, at least in my earlier years. I know the last years I nailed, the last year I feel like I nailed it, and that's why I needed to go. But yeah, I was getting better at it, thanks be to God, of trying to be those people that make life worth living, because I've heard a lot of stories throughout the time of, like,
this. When you were in youth ministry, I feel like a lot of students went up to you and asked you, like, how do you, I haven't had that in a while, where well, okay, I'm lying. When I was in Mexico, a lot of kids opened up to me of, like, their struggles and things like that. I have a new class of confirmation students, and we're not close like that yet, but it's been a while, and, like, I know it. You look at the kids and you're like, you are thirsting for so much more than, and I want to offer them the truth of Jesus, but I do see that it's so hard for them to understand. This last confirmation class, we talked about the how the stories in the Bible are not just like a book. It's God speaking to you, and it's your story too. And I connected, like, how you're Eve, you chose to abandon God. You chose to want to be like God in this certain situation in high school and whatever. And it was so beautiful to see some of, like, I remember one of the girls who, like, looked at me like, you're right. Like, I've done that in my life, and I see now what you're talking about. And then I went on and I talked about, like, Moses and just other people in the Bible, right?
Yeah.
And I love that, like, it clicked with her. But there was also a lot of students in my class where I was like, they don't understand what I'm talking about. Like, it that connection, I feel like, is so much harder, or that message of, I know that you're thirsting for more, I think nowadays is so hard to give.
It is, because I think at the same time we're still thirsting ourselves. We still want more. We still haven't had our fill, and there's days where it's just like, Christ or God, why won't you be with me? Why won't you let me feel you? So because of that, I'm gonna kind of reject other people. But when I feel it, I'm like, oh yeah, everybody, Jesus is great, at least right now, because I feel him. No, but there's a lot of times where I had to kind of fake it till I make it. And one thing that I realized is, maybe I'm not the one that's meant to reach all these ones that cross my path. Maybe I was just supposed to say a phrase or a thought, or they saw me do something silly or dumb or bad, and that was the message that they needed to take with them, or not take with them. But God will work it out, hopefully. Sometimes
do
I
you
think we
think-
give ourselves too much credit, or like, it's not really as much as we can do, because we're not here to save people. Christ already did it. We're just here to look it. I messed up this much. I found Christ, and that's been helping my life so much better. Has it gotten more difficult? Yeah, but it's gotten so much better. And I think the best way to express that is through like truly living that out, which is the difficult part.
That's hard.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times we're like, oh no, I want to save you. I want to bring you closer to God.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Our little ego.
Our little ego is just like, that's true. That's very true. And something that, we all have to, I have to keep an eye out. But
me too. I'm going to save so many people in this podcast.
You're going to save.
Jesus,
that's what I was going to ask.
welcome.
I was like, my second question, what is your goal with this podcast?
I don't know. Well, it was the ignorant Catholic originally, which I don't know. I don't know why I wanted to switch it up, but I'm content with what I have. The Pray About It podcast. Honestly, I just wanted to talk to podcasts have influenced me so much in a positive way, because even the comedians speaking on comedians podcast, where they just kind of jump on each other's, and even that has helped me out, because like if I was having a boring or crappy day, like kind of like, hey, I laughed a little bit today. But like when you talk about like Pints of Aquinas, or I don't know who else I've listened to that's Catholic podcast. What's his name? Chris Stefanik.
Yeah.
Stefanik.
I think I said it right. I could be wrong.
That guy, I really like them, and the purpose of this originally was to ask people or talk to people that are in the religious life, specifically Catholic, and just ask questions about it. But at the same time, I love that you're drinking hot chocolate and making comments about that it's cold and stuff like. I want you to be yourself, because I feel when people just see you around the church but don't really know you, like they have opinions about you, and this is a good opportunity for them to, at least for our community, be like, oh, that's what she's like. Oh, she's actually really cool. Same with Brother Victor. Same with hopefully other priests. I'll be able to get him here. And just that was I mean, it's not to like preach, because if it does get to that, maybe that's cool, But if our community gets to know Sister Jessica, Sister Shanita, whatever, all these people are a little bit better, I think that's cool. I'll be a local celebrity.
No, I think podcasting is definitely like an area where you allow the other person to talk and be themselves. Yeah. If it's done correctly. And
if it's not an interview.
If the other person is like open and there's like a trust, I think that other person, like you, would have to like open this up to like when that, so that the other person knows that, hey, this is like a safe area. Like you can talk freely, basically. Yeah. Yeah, that can be done. Yeah. I think it can be done. I don't know.
It seems fun. We have a one-man audience, and he seems to enjoy it.
I love that it's Pray About It, because I think you've had to pray about it a lot to be like, do I really want to do a podcast? Because I think it's always been like a back burner idea. Like,
oh yeah, for years. So it's for two reasons. Because like, for example, if you saw episode 2, me and Kevin were just smashing beers, right? Just talking about things, and that's the thing, like, pray, because that's something we tell each other sarcastically, right? Like, oh, go take out the trash, I'll pray about it, or truly like, we need prayer and I need to pray about it, kind of thing. And I kind of want those types of guests that from both sides of the spectrum. I'm even open to like outside of our religion and just see what they have to say. Yeah, kind of. Maybe what is it when you bridge gaps? Yeah,
I like that.
I do too. We'll see where it goes though. I'm not even on episode 10, which is the goal.
Hey, if you can get 10 episodes, I'm all like, I don't know. I just like hearing you. I like podcasts, so it doesn't matter what. You can talk about the dumbest things that I'm gonna.
And that's why I like it, and that's what I want to do. I don't want to. Obviously, like if I get someone like if Bishop Joseph. Is that who?
Oh yeah.
Okay. President.
Like, who are you pointing at?
Not me.
Yes.
Like if I have him here, obviously I'm gonna be a little bit more respectful, a lot more respectful, more reverent. But I would ask him more like
but he's
queued
a very
up questions.
Our bishop is very
like
cercano. He's very close.
Yeah,
I feel so.
Well, him
yeah.
and my dad know each other, so that might be
Oh,
my
that's
hook
cool.
in. You know, it's just,
Yeah, that's cool. He likes to sing. He likes the people. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
feel
like that.
he's a bishop of the people,
He is very,
Yeah.
very much.
and so
yeah.
I don't know. Hopefully, I don't get too tense or nervous. Like I'm trying to get Jesse Romero on here. If I get him, I all I know is that I listen to his audiobook. I use this one for my prayer sometimes. It's really
Was
good.
that purposely?
No.
At arm's reach?
No,
So
it's shut up. Sorry, sister. Oh, you brought something up
so
earlier.
sorry. Okay, tell me. Yes.
That reminded me of something I read here. No, it said because the humility of heart. Have you read this book?
Please don't air this. I hit my head. I'm so sorry.
It's your head. I'm fine.
Gosh, don't
Clip
air
it.
this.
It was not intentional. I honestly scooted
Were
more
you
over.
really?
No, I scooted more over because I wanted to give him more space. My
Oh,
producers.
goodness. I'm sorry.
No, it's 100% fine. But Jesse Romero, I'll jump to the three things right now because a lot just happened. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
All right.
Okay, go. Jesse Romero, I know who he is. He signed I think I have, if it's not that book, one similar to that one.
Yeah. So
Yes,
what
go.
I'm saying is that's all I know about him. If you were to come on here, obviously I would talk about those books first, and then we'll see where it goes. We'll see where it goes. Hopefully, I'm a good enough conversationalist, and I can not get too nervous, and we'll have a nice.
I feel like I brought nothing to the table. I just came to
Ah,
laugh.
dude, you brought your face to the table.
My face is not the best face.
No, and then you mentioned something earlier, which was comparison is the thief of joy, right? So in that book,
Can we call that this? Can that be the title of this?
oh, I don't title my podcast.
Never mind. Just cancel all of it out. Just kidding.
We'll put it in the description. How about that? Sister said that she wanted the describe it like
the title of the podcast
to be that.
I really like that quote. Okay, it resonated with me. I don't know why.
You're on Instagram. You should post it.
Just like a picture of you.
Since you like that quote so much, sister, I think it'd be good to point out that it wasn't Aristotle that
who was it?
quoted that. It was actually Theodore Roosevelt.
Ooh.
Oh, never mind. I don't like it anymore.
That's not a good quote.
It makes me sound uneducated. Never mind.
That's a mean thing to do, man, on a podcast. And you call him your friend?
I'm just kidding. Yeah. Is it? Are you sure it's him?
That's what keeps popping up whenever I search up the quote. I mean, he could be quoting Aristotle for all we know, but he is the biggest name that pops up when I search.
Where did you hear that I was Aristotle?
My teacher.
So don't feel bad.
There goes.
It's not on you.
No.
It's not on you.
Maybe I just heard it wrong and I wanted it to be that person.
Don't we all? Every cool quote, I'm like, JP2 said that.
Yeah, didn't John Paul II say that? Jesus himself said this. So.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I feel like.
Oh,
Yeah.
so about that in the book.
Okay, sorry.
It's so these are little reflections of humility, of how to stop being so prideful and egotistical. It said it's so easy. I'm like paraphrasing and breaking. It's terrible, but the idea was it's so easy to think well of yourself when you're comparing yourself to flawed people. Who you need to compare yourself is with Jesus Christ, and you'll see how flawed you are, and how much more you need to be where you need to be. And that was like, oh yeah, like people don't matter. I need to focus on Jesus.
I don't know who it was. It was another saint
It was Jesus.
who said, yeah, true humility is trying to be more like Christ. Like the more you compare yourself to Christ, the more you know. Like we think to go to heaven, you just need to be a good person.
Yeah.
But like, yes, but like be more like Christ. And the more you compare yourself to Christ, the more flawed you know you are. So, and the more I know that I need to work on myself.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I can find things that I'm better at than other people, but I'm not better than Jesus at anything, you know?
I love the screw tape letters because the devil really makes it clear to you how much you compare yourself to others and how easy it is in life to just say like, I'm good because I pray a lot. Or
Because I'm not Hitler.
Or I'm good because I'm exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I love the screw tape letters for that reason. It really shows you like, okay, these are the things you're doing, but what's underneath that?
Yeah.
What's underneath? What are your motivations? And I think that's really when you see, why am I doing the things that I'm doing? Is it because I'm comparing myself, or is it because I want to look good in front of other people? No, I need to do it because I know it's what's good, and I think this is what God's asking of me. And that's why I do it.
Yeah.
And I think that's hard. That's why that's also actually why I asked the question, like, what is your purpose for this podcast? Because if it's to
preach, I don't know.
If it's to like,
but I want to talk
feed your ego, then like, please stop.
I think I'm at a point where I don't really care anymore.
Yeah. And that's where I think a lot of people should get to that point of like, I'm just trying to live my best for Christ, not for anybody else. And that's where the great quote of the title of this episode is, okay, because you shouldn't live to compare yourself for others. It's live for Christ and the joy that comes for living with him, for him.
Yeah.
Gosh. So beautiful.
Man, I've had moments like that. I wish my whole life was like that, but it's just moments. Like where I'm like, all right, God's in full control. And I'm like, I let God be in control. Oh, you put pride in because you thought you did it. You know, it's just like, dang, easy come, easy go. There is one more quote that I thought about, and I know your time's short.
No, go ahead.
Okay. It said, I'm not who I think I am. I'm not who you think I am. I am who I think you think I am. So what that basically meant is, how I interpreted it, is based out of who I'm with, I'm going to behave how they think I should be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I see myself a lot in that. Like, I feel
like
my teenage years. My teenage years were definitely like, I'm with this person and I think this person wants me to act like this.
Yeah.
A lot. And I think a lot of teenagers are doing that. And it's so scary. I
feel like theirs are like cranked up to 11. I still think a lot of adults still do that. Because I catch myself doing that. There's certain coworkers where I'm like, oh, we're cool, so I gotta be cool right now. You know? And there's certain coworkers I'm like, this guy's annoying, so I'm gonna be like, whatever. You know?
Yeah. But I think there's a in between, because you can't be the same to everyone. Like, you're not like, you're gonna.
Yeah, it's true.
Life is full of paradoxes. There was another paradox where it's like, I can't remember. It wasn't another podcast. Anyways,
another Aristotle
quote.
Man, that guy's killing it.
I know. But yeah, life is a balance, and we have to find that joy. And it's like, it's not for me. I'm doing it for Christ. And I feel like it's very easy to, the word is agobiarte, like to think or to overthink that, like, why am I doing this? What is this? What are people going to say? What are they? And I know I'm not there yet. I think we're all like a working project. But it's very free. And when I love seeing people do that. Yeah. And I feel like I've seen getting a lot there. Of that. I've seen people who like are free and like, you know what, I'm doing this because I want to, and I love it, and I'm doing what I like.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, I've seen a lot of that at, like, you know, with the youth when I worked with them, of like, they're this timid thing, and then they're really starting to like go. It's just like, oh wow, like they're starting to give talks. Oh wow, like they're starting to lead. Oh wow, they're starting to people are going to them. I'm like, that's awesome, you know. And I'll be honest, the ego's there, but like, yeah, I taught them everything. But it was the ego always sneaks in, but at the same time, it's just like, it's beautiful to see that growth in someone from I'm no good. You know, I remember there's this one person that would always go to the youth group, and they were just quiet all the time. They would listen to all the talks, you know, and they would participate if you asked them questions. And one time I asked them to be a leader, and they're all like, "Are you sure?" I'm all like, "Yeah." Like, you keep showing up, so that kind of helps, you know. And they became a leader. We did a leaders retreat, and they got stuck during a prayer, and it kind of crushed them. And I was like, well, luckily, another person that was a leader that I saw grow like that comforted them. Don't worry, it's not a crook, it's the other Christian. It's my other producer. And I got to see that. And then I got to see the one that comforted her, the one that would, like, you know, was crushed because she messed up on a prayer. Dang it, it's a woman. I was doing so good. You threw me off. But anyways,
good to see you.
She just went the distance afterwards, and I'm all like, that was so cool to see, you know, of how much she grew.
But hey, remember, it's not you. It's God who does all the work.
Well, through
That's hard.
me.
Through
No, I'm
you.
kidding.
Oh, gosh. That's hard. That's so hard.
Yeah, we're
Because
supposed
I think we make projects out of
people.
and that's so scary. Because I like to think that I'm free. I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't own anybody. And it's hard how, like, it's crazy how easy it is.
Dude.
Christian, have you ever, okay, this is like super personal, but like, were you ever afraid of that? Like in your relationship with Lupita, he's engaged, sorry. Like, she's not my project. Like, you have to realize, like, she's her own person and she's free. And not my project.
Not for long.
It's always been a fear of mine that the people in my life that I think are like my anchors and that really are there for like the long run are just like stepping stones in my life that aren't meant to linger. That's always been an anxiety that I've had whenever meeting new people. Like, okay, how long are you gonna last? Like, what chapter are you gonna leave on? You know, it's always been a fear of mine, but that's kind of also helped me realize like I should, like, it could be years, it could be a couple days, it could be just this hour that I'm with them. I'm gonna give them the best version of me I could possibly give them, regardless of how much time it is. And it's kind of helped me become the better version of myself.
Nice.
Wow.
I used to fear that too. I think especially as a religious, I never know how long I'm going to be with people. And it's funny because I don't like goodbyes. I don't like change. I don't like and I chose like the worst like
Career
a lifestyle.
path, yeah.
I know.
How much
it's
does it pay a year?
it's constantly changing and it's constantly saying goodbye to people.
Yeah.
This last time that I was at the airport, I was like, don't cry, don't cry. I was like, okay, only 5 tears roll down. Like, I'm getting there. It's so funny. I remember one of the girls was like, did you cry too? And I'm like, yes.
Just 5 tears.
But it's okay. It's okay because it's hard. Yeah. Yeah. You're really good. Christian's really good at that. When he was in Portugal, he was definitely giving the best version of himself. That's always nice.
Yeah, when he's
I have
here,
good friends.
it's just me and him.
It's a worse version of
Anyways.
himself. No, yeah. That's scary.
Yeah. It is with I was gonna
respecting somebody else's fear, respecting somebody else's libertad, their freedom. It's definitely a way to practice love more deeply.
100%. I was gonna say that it's very tempting. Like with Mia, I'm all like, you're gonna be into the things that I'm into because you're like me, you know. Or like there'll be times where she does something and I'm like, oh, that's what your mom used to do. You know, it's just like you're just like your mom. That's just like it's hard. It's hard to not put people in their own boxes, you know. Or to be like,
but we do that in youth ministry or with like people that come up to us like, oh, I'm doing so good, I'm guiding this person, I'm doing this, and it's so
we're
hard.
creating saints.
We're creating saints. Yeah. And it's like, no, it's not you. Please.
100%.
I feel like life has just showed me to be like, don't take yourself so seriously, please, you know.
100%.
And it's so hard because it's easy for me to dwell on little things. I'm like, I can't believe I did that, or I can't believe this happened to me. Like, everything's about me. It doesn't have to be. You know, it really doesn't.
We're not that interested.
We're not, yeah. No, it's not. I feel like it's a virtue that should be practiced.
Yeah.
Not taking yourself so seriously. And something to practice.
Did you know that there were 64 virtues?
I feel like you told me.
Yeah, Brother Victor didn't know.
I feel like Brother Victor's podcast is definitely more interesting than this one.
No, they're both awesome in their own way.
So random.
And
this one's
how is our conversations every time we talk?
Yeah,
so random, interrupting each other, talking over each other, not letting the other one finish, doing this.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that's what makes us us, and that's what makes our faith so beautiful, because we don't have to be this specific thing to be saved. You just got to be what God intended you to be, which is yourself. And obviously, following Christ. You said something and I completely forgot, but I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Oh, don't take yourself so seriously. Only take Christ seriously, And then from there, I think he'll handle the rest. Because I feel like when I take myself seriously, or like, oh my gosh, I'm influencing all these people, or oh my gosh, I have all this power over them, and I can make them feel bad, or, whether personal work or anywhere. Yeah, it's really dumb because we really don't have power over anybody. Maybe temporary power over people, but no, it's just a way for us to feel, once again, back in control. That we've got the reins, because that's where we feel safe. I have control.
it's definitely, but it's funny because I think it's a paradox. You have to take yourself a little bit seriously because life is serious, you know.
No serious moments. Yeah, you're right.
So that's why I'm like,
let's cut everything I just said. Let's restart the
No,
podcast next. I'm
I'm
just
just-
kidding. No, you're good. You're good.
I mean,
Yeah, it's true.
there's a joy in knowing that I'm not in control. God is in control. Anxiety actually reduces when you give it back to Christ, and you see it when people who don't have faith and they do have faith. Anyways, that's like studies and all that stuff, but trying your best and then knowing that it's God after that. Just trying your best, doing your best, and then it's like, you know what? But it's not in my hands. Because even when I try my best, and I think it's the most frustrating thing about life, I try my best and somebody thinks that I'm doing it to sabotage them, or I'm doing it for my own good, or I'm doing, like, life is so precious that I should not dwell on that. And that's what I mean by, like, don't take yourself so seriously. Like, yes, try your best, but if you're doing it, again, if you're doing it for others, or if you're doing it to look good, like, it's not going to work out. It's never going to work out, because you're ultimately doing it for others when you should be doing it, again, if it's good, for Christ and always for him.
100%.
And that's hard. That's hard to live out.
Well, I want your opinion on this, because I had this thought. Someone passes away. Yeah, it's sad, and we're supposed to feel a certain thing. I think even then it's just let it be what it is. Don't make it more than what it is, in the sense of, like, they're gone, it hurts. I'm not saying just, like, move on or go anything like that. It's just like, I don't know how to explain this.
I know what you mean. No, I don't. Just kidding. This is why I agree, and I just, like, when I die, I really want people to be happy for me, because I have lived my life for Christ, and I am going to be reunited with him forever, for eternity. That's at least my hope, you know?
Yeah.
I hope I lived my life well enough to say that, hey, I might be going to heaven, and I'll see him, and I'm going to be genuinely happy when I'm dead. You know, that's, like, my deepest desire, to be happy that I made it. So when I do die, one, pray for me in case that happens.
Oh, I'm going to beat you to death.
But that's why I kind of get it, because you're like, hey, why are we sad? Like, this is what we all are gonna die, you know. But I know deep down it's like, my family, not all of my family members have the same vision, same mindset. So I can say that, like, you can say, like, get over it in air quotes to me, you know. It wasn't get over it. It was like, yes, but yeah, like, you can say that to people like me who maybe like, I have that view, but to others you can't, like, you have to respect that process, and that's why it's so hard.
Yeah,
it's
to
so
respect
hard to
people, definitely respect people, but to take things more than what they are.
Okay, but you compared it to death. So
yeah, well, I was trying to pick up the strongest. Well, like, there's people that take death and they make it about themselves, you know?
But we do. That's normal, because I won't see that person anymore. And I think, there's a problem too, because it's like, I feel like we live in a society that's so easy to, like, brush away your emotions. Like, your emotions don't matter. And I think that's wrong, because they do matter, and you do have to look at them. You can't just put a Band-Aid over them, because those are going to they're going to stay there. You don't remember.
No, I agree. Yeah. Maybe before, there was a time where I was like, emotions are dumb.
Yeah, I know. Let me just drown them in alcohol. No, you shouldn't do that. But emotions are real, and you have to respect everywhere you laugh.
You just hella called me out. I drowned my emotions in alcohol.
That's what people do, and it's so true. And it's so true. You can't. And I think that's why, I think very personally, like, I've lived with I've lived with a lot of people. So I can see it when you're just like, I'm sad and I don't want to feel sad, so let's not talk about it. And I've been like that. Yeah. You know, even right now in the funeral that I just went to, they were talking about, I think, their mom, and, like, they just read something super fast, and because they didn't want to cry. Like, I get it, but one, I think we should normalize. I don't know how I feel about this, because this is another paradox. I don't like that people cry in front of, like, a camera, and they're like, I've had, like, the worst day. This person spit on me in the subway, and they're crying to their phone about, like, So like those emotions, I'm like, yes, I get it, but don't
Have them, but don't make
don't
them public.
post them online. But then the emotions of like you are
Genuinely
sad
lost
or you
someone,
genuinely like
yeah.
feel those and feel them correctly. Don't feel them with like a drug or like alcohol or this stuff. I'm not calling you out.
I'm just kidding.
Face. Why was this coming up? Yeah, because you said
Just don't make it.
don't
more
take
than
yourself so seriously. That's what I mean. That's not what I meant. I meant like I think don't dwell on the emotion, but definitely feel it because it's
I
not
get
gonna
you.
go away. No,
Yeah.
it's not. Or it is eventually, but you're just making it worse by suppressing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that I learned that the hard way.
I think we all do.
Everybody
Yeah.
does. Yeah.
Everybody that has feelings does.
Everybody that's human.
Or
Christian's not
or
human.
not a sociopath.
Yeah. So he can't relate. But anyways,
Well,
did that even make sense of how I was connecting all of this?
we'll see. We'll read the comment section. And
I'll be banned. Like nobody's gonna want me back.
not banned. You'll definitely be
I
back.
feel like
You are definitely going
we
to be
needed to have a topic. I'd rather have a topic.
back. No.
I'd rather have a topic, and I'd rather get off that topic and then come
I'm
back.
very anti-topics. My producers think I should have, for my
At least like
guests.
3 topics, right, guys? Of,
Oh my
what we
gosh!
should-
Did you talk to them before?
like 3 topics
Is-
of like
Okay.
this. I want to check this off with you.
God,
because there's
5 more signs.
because
and I'll
if
do
not, we go back to the same arguments.
it. What? No,
because
we
okay,
only started this
Diego
argument.
is always because
Right.
okay, Diego and I, truth be told, are like completely opposite people, other than the ADHD that I think we both have. He is too rough in their in like
In
his
spiritual?
life. I feel like he's very strict.
And you are not strict at all. You're like, I can do whatever I want.
No, I'm not. Not that I'm not strict. I think I feel like I'm a lot more soft, and I'm a lot more
Yeah.
like. I'm a lot more
I
soft.
feel like you see God's
and he's a lot more like
mercy,
rigid.
and I see God's justice.
Yeah, there you go. And I'm like, what do you mean? Mercy triumphs. Just he's like, no, justice overall. But anyways, yeah, three topics. Because if not, we just go back to the same. Like,
we
God is
don't.
merciful, and you're like, yeah, but He's also just.
We didn't
and
even
then we
talk about
always
that this
argue
time.
about. I know, but we've. I
Here's
feel
where
like
the
we
ADD
went.
comes
I
from because
feel like
you're
we
putting
go
all our live
back-
conversations in one.
Yeah,
thought.
because okay, so and what I feel like happened throughout this whole interview, not the whole interview, not towards the end.
You were
but
sipping coffee.
I was like, I'm pretty sure we talked about this in the last podcast,
Stop.
or we've talked about
This
it
is
like
the
before.
first time I've had you on this episode. The other ones don't
in
matter.
another. Okay, I feel like we repeated a lot of conversations,
No,
and
we
I
didn't.
needed. Okay, fine.
And by the way, I tried to bring up Mexico, and you're like, I don't want to talk about that.
Mhm.
So I'm not
No,
going to do
I
topics.
encouraged everyone to go to the testimonies. Guys, you should go, please. It's not on the 29th. Anyways,
Sister,
yes.
don't think too. Don't
Don't
take it
yourself
too
so
serious.
seriously.
And we're out.
I know. No, it was really nice.
Thank you for coming.
I wouldn't air this.
It's gonna. Do you want to?
Okay.
Since it's a Pray About It podcast, you want to do a quick
Let's
closing
do
prayer?
the Angelus. Let's
Sure.
bring Mary into this. Let's hopefully she can fix whatever I messed up.
Whatever we all missed.
Whatever we all messed up. Oh, have mercy, Lord. Go ahead. You?
Go ahead.
In the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. The angel of the Lord declared unto Mary,
And she conceived of the Holy Spirit.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen.
Behold the handmaid of the Lord.
Let it be done to me according to thy word.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen.
And the Word was made flesh.
And dwelt among us.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus.
Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen.
Pray for us, O Holy Mother of God.
That we may be made worthy of the promises of Christ.
Let us pray. Pour forth, we beseech you, O Lord, your grace into our hearts, that we, to whom the incarnation of Christ your Son was made known by the message of an angel, may by his passion and cross be brought to the glory of his resurrection, through the same Christ our Lord. Amen. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit.
As it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end.
Amen. Praise be Jesus Christ.
Now and forever. Thank you, sister.
That's actually how I started it, and I didn't start it like that. Oh well. That was funny.